Okay, I'm a bit late, but I finally realized that we got all of the new tracks from the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Pass Course DLC, and you know what that means. I have to know if we can beat these tracks without touching a single coin or a single item box. The rules are simple. We are going to be playing all of the tracks one after another, and we cannot touch a single coin, and we also cannot touch a single item box. That's not all. We typically start off with 5 coins when playing in versus mode, so I'll have to make sure to lose these yucky coins before the end of the race. Oh, and I also need to finish in first place. How will that go? Well, let's find out now. The first stop of the day is a track from Mario Kart Tour, Amsterdam Drift. And as it is the case with these tracks, each lap features a different path, meaning that I'll have to be on edge and have quick reflexes for the entire race. The first lap started off by making me drive through a tunnel, and there was a wall of coins followed by a wall of boxes. But by leaning against the wall, I dodged both. This path in the dirt features more item boxes, and I just panicked and drove on the grass, which actually worked well to avoid them. This part of the track is very wide, allowing me to dodge the coins and the boxes by just driving around them, and this train over there is the perfect place to lose some of these yucky coins I started the race with. Time for lap 2, and this underwater section was actually completely insane. Like, how the heck did I avoid those boxes? That was pro. To get to lap 3, I had to let someone pass in front of me to collect the boxes and allow me to go through without touching them, which was stressful. Thankfully, the rest of this lap is fairly easy. As for finishing in first place, well, let's just say that was a close one. But yeah, Amsterdam Drift is possible. It's time to play GBA Riverside Park, and this track is actually very short, meaning that there aren't that many things to dodge. In fact, every wall of coins or boxes features dirt or grass on the sides, so by driving over there, we can dodge them all. All but one. This part on the wooden bridge was very tricky. There's barely enough room to go through, and the only way that worked for me was to drive super slowly. Driving too fast means you bump on the wall and you collect the item box, which is very annoying. Thankfully, slowly does it, and now we know that Riverside Park is possible. Hey, it's a fan favorite, Wis DK Summit, and to start the race, we'll have to go through this big DK cannon. And that's not easy, as there's a brigade of item boxes waiting for you. For this part, we'll absolutely want to have someone in front of us, as there's just no way to avoid them all. Once we're on the top, we have to go down, and this is going to be easier said than done. There's a lot of coins and boxes on the way down, and sometimes it's really difficult to dodge them all. Like, for example, look at this part. I have to squeeze in between the boxes and the coins. This is stressful. But yeah, by paying attention and being real careful, it is actually possible to do it. Time for a brand new course, Yoshi's Island, and I really like that one. It is pretty original. Is it going to be easy for me to dodge the coins and the boxes though? Well, to be honest, yeah, it actually was. There's 2 sections that actually scared me quite a lot. The wooden bridge and this part on the clouds. The thing is, we can just squeeze in between the left box and the wooden fence, and we can drive to the sides of those boxes on the clouds. Whew, great news. As for the coins, well, they're all over the place, but they're quite easy to dodge, meaning we're all good. Yoshi's Island is possible. Next up was Bangkok Rush, and this one is yet another tour track. The 3 laps will bring us to different places, meaning there's going to be lots of boxes and coins to avoid. For the item boxes, well, I have to admit that some of them are located in very awkward places. There's sometimes not a lot of room to dodge them, but even though it seems impossible to squeeze through, it is actually possible to do it everywhere. We won't want to go up these stairs though, because there are some evil item boxes blocking the way. As for the coins, well, they're all over the place, but there's rarely a blockade of them, so by moving left and right, we can dodge them all. And with that out of the way, I'm happy to report that Bangkok Rush is possible. The next race is DS Mario Circuit. And I'm not even gonna waste your time here because this one was actually a total joke. You can dodge all of the item boxes by driving to the sides of the track, and most of the coins are just sprinkled here and there, meaning that there was no challenge whatsoever. I actually beat this one on my first try, and that hasn't happened for the previous tracks. So yeah, we're good. DS Mario Circuit, possible. Time to play a GameCube classic, Waluigi Stadium, and this one is a very wide track, and as it's an off-road motorcycle track, there's a lot of ramps and jumps you can use to avoid the boxes and the coins. To be honest, I only see one difficult part, and it's over there where you have to drive on the very left side of the track between the coins and the boxes. But yeah, besides this part, it's actually not too complicated. And if you want to lose these yucky 5 coins from the start, well, just drive in these fireballs over there. Easy peasy lemon Waluigi. This one's possible. Time for yet another Mario Kart Tour track. This time around, we're going to Singapore, and the first lap is actually not too difficult, as we can drive on the side of the track to avoid the first set of boxes. For this one, I had to drive slowly on the right side in order to dodge them, which was very stressful, but it was okay. The thing is, once I reached lap 2, things went downhill quickly. You see, those 2 last laps feature a bunch of sets of boxes that are just impossible to avoid on your own. This meant that I had to drive behind someone for the entire duration of these 2 remaining laps, up until the very end where I moved quickly to the finish line in first place. It was very tedious and very annoying, you know, having to slow down and rely on someone else. But hey, you know what they say, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So me and my buddy Roy, well, we made our way through this challenge together. Thank you, Roy. Singapore Speedway is possible. Next up is Athens Dash, yet another Mario Kart Tour track. And this one contains a crap ton of item boxes to dodge, and it's not really easy to dodge them all. Like most of the time we'll have to drive on either side of the track, but this might lead to us falling out of bounds. And while this sounds bad, well, it actually isn't, because Lakitu will take 3 of your coins for this service. So you know what? That's actually helpful. I had to slow down to avoid these item boxes over there when starting lap 2, but hey, it wasn't so bad. Truth be told, this level is a bit tricky, but if you take your time, it isn't too bad. Athens Dash is possible. All aboard Daisy's Cruiser, the most luxurious cruise ship you'll see in this video. And this first set of item boxes scared me at first. I was sure you had to let someone pass in front of you to open up the path. But no, you don't. You can just slow down and hit the left wall. That's kinda neat. We have to watch out for these coins while moving down to the big ballroom, and once we're in, we'll want to watch out for these item boxes tilting left and right. They can be quite tricky. Now, you might be tempted to go in the water over there, but trust me, you don't want to do that. Look at the exit path. How the heck am I supposed to dodge these boxes? Well, it's not possible. Thankfully, we can just take the left path instead and then slow down quite a bit to squeeze on the left side of these item boxes and everything will be good. Yeah, Daisy's Cruiser is possible. Alright, we're driving to our next destination, Wis Moonview Highway, and this one starts off by showing us a wall of item boxes. Ugh, are we in trouble already? Well, if you move to the very left side of those boxes, you can actually fit right in and dodge them. But don't rejoice too fast, because once we reach this big bridge, we won't be as lucky. Yeah, I tried many things, but there's just no way for me to squeeze through these ones. We'll have to rely on someone to clear out a safe path for us. In my case, it was my boy Magic Koopa, so thanks a lot, bud. Besides those 2 tricky parts, the rest is fairly simple. There are some coins and boxes moving on the road, so you'll want to avoid these. But just pretend they are cars you need to avoid, and everything will be done in no time. Moonview Highway is possible. This next track I also beat on my first try, but be wary, Squeaky Clean Sprint isn't that easy. I guess I just ended up being lucky. It starts off with a very tricky set of boxes that we need to dodge by moving left. Very spooky. And once you're in the bath, you'll want to enter the drain from the sides, which isn't too difficult, although there's a bunch of moving coins and boxes down there, so it's kinda tricky. To avoid all of those evil boxes over there, well, make sure to drive on the sides and everything will be good. As for the coins, well, they're located in various random spots, but they can all be avoided, and for some of the walls of coins, well, you can actually squeeze in between them. So yeah, Squeaky Clean Sprint is squeaky clean possible. Here we go. Time to visit the West Coast with Los Angeles Laps, a Mario Kart Tour track that features a bunch of item boxes. Thankfully, this track is very wide and features many ways to avoid them. For example, you can fall off this wooden ramp here, or you can drive on the sides of the beach, but there's two sections where this isn't possible though. Like, this jump here looks like it might allow you to go to the left or to the right, but there are some invisible walls. Like, what the heck? It forced me to wait for someone to open up the path. Entering lap 2 is scary, as you have to drive in this little opening to the right of the boxes, but it is thankfully possible. One more section will require someone to help you out, but that's it really. As for the coins, there's always enough space to fit in between them, and as for the ones on the track, they're pretty simple to dodge. Los Angeles Laps is possible. Here's another classic Game Boy Advance track, Sunset Wilds, and as you can probably already tell, this track is very simple and also very wide, meaning dodging item boxes is pretty easy. Just drive to the sides. Yeah, it's that simple. You can do that literally everywhere. As for the coins, there's this one part over here where there's 2 jumps, but just stay to the sides yet again and you'll be good. In order to lose the 5 coins you start with, you can just give a big hug to these lovely Shy Guys. GBA Sunset Wilds is possible, and it's very easy to beat. This next track is a fan favorite, Wii Koopa Cape. But let me tell you, for this challenge, it is not a favorite of mine. First off, just look at what awaits you right at the start. A wall of item boxes. And let me tell you, even though Koopa is slim, he doesn't fit in between those. That means that we're going to need someone to clear out the way for us. And while we're at it, let that person clear out that coin over there. Thankfully, once that is done, the rest of the track isn't too bad. Just be aware that there are some evil coins waiting for you at the end of this underwater tunnel, so you'll want to watch out for that. But yeah, this one's possible. Welcome to Canada, eh? And Vancouver Velocity will contain a bunch of item boxes to avoid. Luckily for us, all of the item boxes during lap 2 and 3 can be dodged by moving to the sides. As for the very first lap, there's this section on this very narrow bridge that features 3 boxes at the end of it, and there is absolutely no way to dodge these. You'll definitely need someone to clear them out for you, but thankfully everything else is fairly simple to dodge. Vancouver Velocity is possible. Alright, not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting Roma Venti to be that annoying to play. Here's the thing. There are multiple spots where you can't dodge the item boxes on your own. You absolutely need the help of the other drivers. And I hate to have to rely on those stupid AI-controlled players to clear out the way for me. I ended up slowing down, making sure to always have someone close to me just in case. But yeah, I did it. Rest assured, some of these boxes can be cleared on your own, but some of them are still very scary looking. Roma Venti is possible. Next up is a classic, DK Mountain from Mario Kart Double Dash, and to be honest, this one is surprising. Why, you might ask? Well, because the difficulty here is not dodging the item boxes. No, it's the coins are actually the most dangerous things. They're pretty much everywhere, waiting to be collected, forcing you to bump on walls, drive on grass, and just move out of the way. The item boxes are easy to dodge. Well, this set on top of the mountain here is a bit tricky, but yeah, that's pretty much it. DK Mountain is possible. Wis Daisy Circuit is next, and this one is actually not too bad. The track is very wide and dodging the item boxes can be done by hitting the sidewalls. And even better, you can just hop on the sidewalk over there and follow it to the end to avoid the evil item boxes. Oh, and if you were thinking about using the shortcut over there, you probably don't want to do that. Oh, that's an oopsie daisy. As for the coins, there are no worries to have. They're very easy to dodge. So yeah, Daisy Circuit is possible. Welcome to Piranha Plant Cove, and this track was actually a bit annoying because you'll need to have some friends to clear out 2 sets of blocks. The first one is located over here, and the next one appears a bit later. But both these things happen during lap 1, and the thing is, once you're done with both of these sets of item boxes, you won't need any help for the remaining ones. Some of these boxes seem impossible to dodge at first, but if you slow down, you'll be all good. As for the coins, well, they were not particularly annoying, they were sprinkled here and there, and they were pretty easy to dodge. So yeah, this one is possible. Here comes the final Mario Kart Tour track for this challenge, Madrid Drive, and typically they say to save the best for last. But let me tell you, this is far from being the case here. There are multiple item boxes that just cannot be dodged because the streets of Madrid are way too narrow. That means I had to brake and always let people in front of me to allow me to go through. This was very tedious, especially as you have to do it for the whole race. But yeah, I managed to do it anyways. Took me a while though. As for the coins, they were pretty simple to dodge, although some of these are very close to one another, so we'll have to be very careful. Madrid Drive is possible. Welcome to Rosalinas Ice World, and dodging the item boxes here isn't too complicated. There's only one set that requires the help of others, and it's right there before entering the water. Speaking of, there's a lot of coins down there, meaning I had to be extra careful. It was stressful and scary, but it also was possible. SNES Bowser Castle 3 has been completely revamped. It looks so good, and with this HD jump, the track was also widened, allowing us to easily dodge all of the item boxes and also the yucky coins. I wish I had something interesting to say about this track, but no, it just was very easy. So yeah, it is possible. Time for the final track, and the best way to end this is with Wis Rainbow Road. Wow, this track looks so good, but it does feature its fair share of coins and item boxes to avoid, and just like Madrid Drive, you'll have to hide behind someone for the entire race, as there's a bunch of item boxes that just cannot be avoided whatsoever. This track is not wide enough for this challenge, and this is very annoying. Thankfully, I managed to circle myself with some computer players that cleared out the way for me. So yeah, Rainbow Road is also possible. So yes, it is possible to beat Wave 4, 5, and 6 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass without touching a single coin or item box. Some of these tracks were particularly annoying, while some of them were actually total jokes, but all in all, it was a decent challenge. Thanks a lot for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!